Okay, so hello and welcome back to another video. And today, as you might notice, we are doing a little bit of a different video. And today, I'm going to talk to you about what my predictions are about the new F1 game, F1 22. So, if you didn't know, it will be releasing for Premium Deluxe owners the day of uploading this, whilst it will be releasing for everybody else on the 1st of July, which I believe is the Friday or Saturday of the Silverstone British Grand Prix, which is I'm looking forward to. But if we look into what has changed about it, they have said that they are have a brand new tire model, which they say quite often in different different titles from the past. They also state that they have changed sort of the behavior of the car because it has become a lot heavier, and they have some different rules about the suspension, I believe it is. And they also are implementing new tracks like Miami, but all the old tracks are coming back, and with certain new track changes like not Silverstone, we have Melbourne Park, Albert Park Lake, we have Yas Marina, Miami, the new circuit, and we have another one which I don't fully remember the name of, which has had big changes. Spain it was, Barcelona. So that's the new circuits we'll be getting, but from the trailers, and we'll probably see this more on the day of uploading this, we will have DLC tracks. And in the trailer they showed us that we will have both Shanghai International and the Algarve Portimao Portuguese Grand Prix circuit. So you can keep practicing those and get in the muscle memory before the game launches. So that's the interesting part. But they've also stated new things with the single player mode, and they've also released the new F1 Life. And if you don't know, F1 Life is where you can change your character's look on both off the track and on the track. Whereas you also have a house where you can change how the house looks. And also a new thing for this game is supercars. So you'll have supercars from the known brands within Formula 1, such as Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, and Aston Martin. I believe they have maybe newer other brands, and I believe they said that they won't add any more, but we'll have to see if they do. But you can apparently drive with these, but we'll see how much you can actually drive them, and if in future games we'll be able to drive them more. Because rumor has it that they weren't allowed to do as much as they wanted because of F1 and licensing. So, what are my predictions that for the game at about on release? Well, I believe that the game will have quite a good reception in terms of the actual handling and the gameplay, where I believe people will be shocked about how good it is, and they will maybe like the F1 Live stuff, because certain people don't like it, but I believe the supercars will actually be quite a good asset to the F1 series. But then we think about the F1, My Team, and I don't believe they have, and F1 Career Mode, I don't believe they have changed so much. So it might be not so different there, except the budget you start your F1 team with, so that will be quite a game changer. And then the new added circuits and everything, I think will be quite interesting to see what they will do with it. But then we come to a crucial thing, online, where the F1 game has been talked about all the time about their bad online experiences, where they have not so good matchmaking, but yeah, so a lot of people just crash all the time. But I believe that if they have made it a bit, I hope that they made it changed it a bit, because if I controlled EA or Codemasters, I would have made it so you can't join online until you have done laps around the, like 3 laps around the every circuit in the game. So they can get like an average pace of yours, so they can see sort of how good you actually are. And then you can from there see this pace, and then you get safety ratings from online races. But I would say they should match it up depending firstly on the pace, and then after a few days or something they can start implementing safety rating, which will make, I think, life a bit easier. And then if you think after launch, I hopefully believe that they release circuits such as Hockenheim, Hanoi, and other circuits like Sepang also, which have been in the F1 game before. So I believe that will be fun to see Jan Apme and Marcel Kiefer and other F1 esports drivers race around there. And it will be also fun to see crossplay. And if you don't know what crossplay is, that is where you can, as a, let's say, Xbox, you drive on your Xbox, but your friends have PCs and PlayStations. So if you normally can't play with them because of some weird thing, but now they're implementing in a new thing, which means that you as a Xbox player can play with PC and PlayStation players. So this will make it so you can play with your friends, but also hopefully will also mean that the leaderboards will be more competitive, because the more players you have, the better the leaderboards will generally be. But then you'll also have these hackers, but they are not sort of dependent on this. But then if we look past this game and for future games, what do I think will happen? How will this game, change the trajectory of the other games in the F1 series? Well, I believe that this game will actually make it a lot better, because if the handling has become more simulator with a wheel, it will make it so more like sim racers will actually enjoy the game and not go after other games which have implemented a F1 style car like Automobilista 2 and Race Room, which will be doing it soon as of recording this. And if we look into the future, also handling wise, as I said before, they should improve it, but also in the gameplay, the next year's game, because they have like story mode every other game, which probably means that the F1 23 will have story mode, which will be interesting to see. But also hopefully they have better handling to update the physics even more in the future. But also I hope that they implement more F1 supercars, so you can drive a more varied game. But hopefully, they will implement also more circuits. But something which will be more fun too is if they could intertwine this a little bit with the WRC game next year, because WRC, which, if you don't know, the World Rally Championship, where they go off-road on dirt, snow, gravel, asphalt, anyway, basically all over the world, for example Sweden. The games have been produced by Nacon, I think they're French, but for 2023 and onwards, the license will go to Codemasters. So it will be interesting to see if you could have WRC cars in the F1 game, because I believe they use the same engine, and F1 cars in the WRC game. Because wouldn't it be fun? You're driving around Miami, in a WRC car, for example, or you're in Umeå, in north of Sweden, in the Swedish rally, going to go around the stage, and then you just go and then somebody rocks up in like a Mercedes. That would be fun, but licensing might be a little bit of a nightmare there, but hopefully that would be really fun if they implement it. So that's what I think, and then hopefully they fix the online issues with not just actual connectivity but matchmaking. So hopefully we see that in for the future. But what do you think? Will it be a good game? Will it be a bad game when you look at it in a few years? And how will the newer F1 games be? Comment it down below. And my next video will be I will be discussing why F1 should maybe go to a new American circuit. That's my clue. So my next two videos will be on why F1 should go back to two different circuits. One's in America, the one next week, and the week after that, one in Germany. So that's your sort of clues. But until those videos, I've been Racing Legend, you've been my amazing pets. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!